Welcome back to a brand new coffee tech break with Jan. Now, as you know, we got all sorts of applications running on the Studio X and G7500. Let me quickly show them. We got Zoom, we got Ring Central, we got Go to Room, we got Dialpad, we got BlueJeans, device mode, we got Teams, we got your Starleaf, and we got the Poly OS mode, where you're able to connect H323 and SID to, for example, a PackZip environment or Cisco WebEx, or using RailConnect for Teams. Now, today I'm going to focus on Zoom Personal. So I created a personal account and I want to show you the experience that you got on your screen. So in case you got a small touchscreen at home or at the office, just to show you what a Zoom Personal will give you. And also I will provide you with the TC8 interface. So you have an idea how both devices will look like in the Zoom Personal experience. And I will show you the experience as well as on a big touchscreen, but also on the TC8, as you will see below here in that personal edition, which is set as a free edition. But as you will see that most of the features and functionalities will be available. Just let me give you a quick sneak peek. Hello Zoom, start my meeting.
Do you want to join the meeting?
Yes.
Starting the meeting.
So as you see, you can easily start a meeting by using your voice. Very flexible. You just walk here into your personal executive or in a small room at the office, and you're able to start the meeting like this. Very flexible. As I showed you in my previous video, there are different flavors of that end user experience. So when you're not signing in with account, you got that personal account, that free account, and you got that Zoom Room license. So fully licensed as a Zoom Room and using all those benefits and features. Now today, I want to jump into that personal account. So what is the exact experience where you just create an account, just a free account on the Zoom website, and you log in with this account on the Studio X or G7500. What features would you have available? I'm gonna run that all through. Now, before I will do that, I will show you where you can enable the Zoom application. So the Zoom application on Studio X both works in personal mode and in the Zoom Room mode. So there's not any difference looking at the application. It's just a matter of you sign in with a personal account or you sign in with a Zoom Room account. So first off, I will show you that where you can enable that in the Studio X, and then I will jump into my Zoom Room and walk you through that whole experience and the features and functions you have available with your personal Zoom Room, which I think could be really nice at home, just with a small touchscreen in your executive office or management office. You got all those benefits available, which I will show you. Now let's jump in my computer now and show you where you can enable the Zoom Room application. Now, where do you enable the Zoom application? On the Studio X, you go into your web browser, you go to the IP address of the Studio X or G7500, there you go to provider, and there you will find the option here, right here, to choose a provider, set it to Zoom Rooms, system will reboot, and you will have it available in this mode. Now, the other thing which you might want to check is under device settings, check if you are the latest version with Studio X, but also combined with the TC8, so that you are at least at the basic version, and so in this case 3.9, and also Studio X is 3.9, and just to make sure that these two versions are in sync. And the other thing what I've done is I've created a Zoom Room account. So I've went to the Zoom web portal, I did a sign up, and I have now an account available, as you see right here. This is a free account, and it gives me, when I look here to those different settings, I see here basic, my license is basic, which is a free account, and it gives you, it's limited to 40 minutes if you got more than 2 participants. So it gives you at least something, and it says here you got a maximum of 40 with 100 participants. So you can easily get started with Zoom if you want to play with this user experience. You want to get some feeling with the Studio X devices, using it in Zoom. I think this is really nice. Welcome into my personal Zoom room. So I can show you in this room the exact experience which you got when using just a personal account. As I said, I went to the Zoom website, just signed up free for an account to show you that experience and walk that through on the Studio X, and is also same for the G7500. Now, what do I have in this Zoom room? Let me quickly walk it through. So here on the left side, you see a big screen. It's a touch screen. So I will to show that with the touchscreen combination. There underneath, I got an X30, and down the table, I got a TC8. Now, to show that TC8, I got that right underneath here. So I made sure that I expanded that a little bit so you're able to see that whole experience. The nice thing is that screen, what you see right there, is the screen I have here. So in my home office, I have like a 27-inch touchscreen, which works really nice in combination with an X30. Now I'm also showing you the TC8. In combination with Zoom, it's not really needed there, so you will have that whole experience also in combination with the touchscreen. So the TC8 is really something more. You're gonna go into a meeting, probably in your home office, to also save space or your desk. Probably makes sense to just use a touchscreen. Now, what I have also, I got some pointers. So I have a pointer right here, and I will be able to show you around on the TC8 through the whole experience. Same for the X30. As you see here, got a mouse connected to the X30. So you see that here. And also this screen is touch. So I can also click around on that here on my screen, which you will able to see in buttons, features, and function also in that screen. Now, in my previous video, I walked you through this whole experience, so I'm not going to do that today. I can put a link there to the previous video if you want to look at that. In this video, I will show you that personal sign-in, just a free account. But as you will see, you got a lot of features and functions already available with that version. It's only limited in the number of participants and in minutes to use a meeting. Now, what do? We go to sign in. So let me do that right here. We go to sign in. So this should bring me to a sign in screen. As you see, enter the code. So we need to go to the website of Zoom Pair, and we need to put in an account. That is one method to sign in. What I see also is you can sign in with an email. So here you can just sign in with your email and password. You can sign in with an activation code. So this is something you probably would generate on the Zoom portal, and you got a deployment code. Also really nice. Probably you're gonna use this because this is more for mass deployment, where you're gonna put those rooms everywhere. You just send it with a code. You just punch in here the code, and it will automatically sign in as a Zoom room. Really nice. For the personal edition, I will just gonna sign in by using the URL here, Zoom US says pair. So let me go now to that website and sign in with my personal account. Now, as my browser is already signed into my Zoom account, I went now to Zoom US says pair. Then I will go here to the pairing code. So let me punch in that pairing code now. So I've punched in the pairing code. It doesn't matter if you use capitals or just small. And we're signed in now. Now, let me go to that Zoom room and show you that experience. So as soon as you sign in with your account, you need to confirm. And here you go. We're now signed in into my personal Zoom room. And what I've already done is, and what you've seen also at the beginning, is I enabled, for example, voice commands. I set a background just to show you what options you have available. But I will walk that all through the different features and functions. First, here on the TC8. And so what do we have available? I also created a meeting. So you will be able to see a meeting invite with just a simple join button. We have a new meeting here available, so I can show you if there's anything underneath. So here you can start a meeting with your personal meeting ID. So you can join a meeting. That's the one right here. So I can join a meeting. This is just punching a meeting ID, which I can do in a bit. And you can share screen. And if I click on that, that should be able to work, share desktop. So you got the option to share, also using the HDMI ingest. So like with the previous test I've done with just no sign in it, then you don't have any option to share. But here, As your personal account, you have the ability to share. Now, as I enabled voice commands in the Zoom portal, you will see here also that option to just turn voice commands on and off. So I can click on that voice command option. Here you go, and you can turn that on and off. I think really, really nice if you want to get to play around with it. There's a URL, and I will put in the comments a link where you can find all those different options available. So you can start an instant meeting, start a meeting, you can stop the meeting, etc. But I will just leave a link in the comments where you're able to find all those commands. Now, what more do we have available on the TC8? Let's look under contacts. Here you go. So I created also favorites. Here you go. So I did that for Rail Connect Teams. That is a SIP HTTP address. So I tried to dial it, but it didn't accept it. So I think with a personal free account, you're probably limited to dial to an H323 SIP number. Something I just tested. Now, further what we have, if we go to settings, let's go to settings right here. Here we got quite some options available. So let's start with general here at the top. So first of the room name. As you've seen with that non-signed-in video, you were not able to change your name. Now here you can. So I can here just change it to a Jan Coffee Tech, for example. Coffee Tech, save. All right, so you can change it with this version. Meeting ID, as you see here. So I have a meeting ID, a personal meeting ID, your present status. As it is a personal account, as you're able to do that now. So I can set it to available, away, and do not disturb. Probably if you create a contact list, then other people are able to see if you're available, away, or you cannot be disturbed. This is also a nice one, ultra proximity volume. So you can, if you use the Zoom remote application, you can actually remote control this device. Really nice. You just log in with that same account and you're able to remote control and start a meeting from your mobile and actually play around with that. So I would recommend to just test that out. And here you can set that proximity signal. So as you're using your mobile, you want to be able to devices to pick that up. Here you can set it to low, medium, or high. Video preview, as you see here. So this means that you can show your video before you're dialing into a meeting. As it is a personal device, you can also set a silence ringer. Maybe you got kids around you which are sleeping, and so you can put in a silent ringer there. And what more do we have? We got system settings. That is probably the redirect to the underneath hardware, the serial number, etc. So you can find all that information. What more do we have here? We got reboot and we got a sign out button. As it is a personal version of Zoom, you have a sign out button. So you're always able to sign in with another account if needed. So that is under general. Now, microphones. Here you can test the microphone. Here you go. So it's picking up. As you can see, you got advanced audio processors. So if you want to block some noise, you can turn that here on and off. That works also on Studio X with its own noise blocking technology. So that can all be combined. Speaker. So here you can test the speaker if you want. Main camera. Yeah, so that we got one camera in there. So here you can probably do something like rename the camera. All right. Now, also, as it is a personal edition, you can set a background now. Here you go. So you really have the possibility to set a background in this version. As you see, this is my camera now here in my personal home office. I've set a background and you can change that here to your own needs. Really nice. And just very flexible. That is available. As I said, you just log in, free account. You can play around with all those options. Now, what more do we have? We got proximity detection. So proximity detection is also for the devices around you. So this means if you want to configure or start a meeting from your remote, you can easily do that by turning here that on and off. We got screen lock. Screen lock means you can just lock the device over several number of minutes. So if I click on that, let me show you that. You can set it to change a pin. So after 3 minutes, you're able to lock the device or use a digital signage, etc. And you can configure the digital signage in that Zoom portal for yourself. It's not a centralized portal, but you got quite some features available. But I'm not going to walk all those settings through today because that will bring me to more than one coffee app. But I just want to show you the end user experience in TC8 and on the touchscreen. So here you can set a screen lock if you want to. So let me just disable this. All right, then we got help. So here you can send an email if you got some issues with a specific software version, etc. to Zoom. And then we have about. Now, if you compare that with the non-sign-in version, and you weren't able to upgrade, as I showed you, but as you see right here, you got now an upgrade button. This is shown here, so I can click on it, and what you will see is that it will prompt me to upgrade. So let me say later for now, so I don't know how long the upgrade will take, but you see you have the ability with the personal edition to upgrade. So these are available under the settings. Now let's get back to the home screen. Here you go. So what is the experience or what do we have available on the big screen? So what do we have? So we see the meeting as shown also on the TC8. You see here the meeting to kick off the meeting, the time, the date, the sharing key. Here on the right top of the screen, that is the sharing key, which gives you the ability to share with the application, your mobile, to share something. On the left top, what do we have here? Available, away, do not disturb. As it is a personal edition, and of course you can set that right here. Really nice. So as I said, you can remove the TC8. It's not a requirement to use that device, especially at home. Makes sense to just use this touchscreen so you can kick off the meeting. What more do we have? We can start a new meeting, similar as we had with that version on TC8. We can join the meeting. That will probably be the same function. Yep, where we're just punching in the meeting, which I will do in a bit. We can start a whiteboard here. So expect that also to work at least for locally. And here we start a whiteboard, and you see you got all the sharing information also on the TC8, probably for other devices to join. And here you got some tools available. So I can do some drawing here. Perfect. You got also some shapes. So I can use a shape, for example, a square or making something round. Really nice. So that is automatically creating some different shapes. We can change here the light to dark and white. What more do we have? We can create multiple whiteboards. Really nice. I was not able to find this feature when not signing in. So you can create here multiple whiteboards if you want. We got here the option to send a whiteboard. So I can click, for example, on a whiteboard. All right. And you can just share it using the chat. Really nice. So if you've done some collaboration with your team, you're able to send that to the other participants. Here you can delete it and choose different colors. Here you got a cleaner. So it gives you some options there for your whiteboarding. And also here on the right lower side, you see start a meeting. So I can initiate a meeting if you want and then directly share that whiteboard. I can start a new share. Now let me now, for example, say hello, bring that information back, and on the right lower side, let me now initiate a meeting, just to show you that experience. Start a meeting. Here you go. So I've started the meeting now using this whiteboard. Directly, what you will see is you got the controls now on the TC8. Really nice. So this brings me also to the next step, which you got the mute. Make sure I will mute. If I let other participants join, I can start and stop the video here. And so if I want to stop that, I can also do that right here. Here you go. I can share content. So you see that option is now fully available. So here you can stop that current sharing if you want. And also you see the information to join this meeting from my laptop, which I will do in a bit. I don't have any recording. And so there is no cloud recording with the free edition. Let me turn on my camera again. So that should give me the camera control option. So let me click on that. And what I have is manual PTC, speaker tracking, and group tracking. And so you got some options available to use those devices here on Studio X. Now we got also a new option here, which I see now is security. So let me click on that one. That also gives you some nice, interesting features. So you got a lock meeting, enable waiting room. So people need to go into a waiting room. So I can turn it on just to show you that feature also. Allow participants to share screen, chat, rename themselves, to unmute themselves, start video. So you see some nice features which are built in really to lock your meeting as good as possible. Now, if there is an emergency in your meeting and you want to stop any activity, you can click right underneath. If you see that, suspend participant activity. So if I click on that, you can suspend everything. So if there's something going wrong, you can just stop that activity right here during that meeting. Really, really nice. Now, if I look at the participant list, what you will see, there's only one participant right here. I can raise hand here, as you see on a TC8. Pretty nice. And underneath, you see you can invite somebody, you can mute all, unmute all, and under more, let's see what we have there. Here, same thing. So you got quite some features available to just disable, for example, for participants to rename, to mute upon entry. So you can really dive deep with Zoom. I would just recommend to play around with those features and functions to see what works best for you. Now, what I will do is I have now started this meeting from the Studio X30 personal. Let me now join a client and see what features we have available. How do I do that? I go here to that icon right there, top of TC8, and probably on the touch screen. Look there, I can probably click here on the left top. Yep, and you see here the meeting ID also. So you can always find the meeting ID if you're using that touchscreen. If you're using the TC8 here, you can always find an information for other devices to join this meeting. Now, what I'm going to do now is join this meeting from my laptop. So I created also an account here, laptop, and just see what features and functionalities we have available. So I punched in the meeting ID here on my laptop to show you that experience. And as soon as I've done that, what you will see is there's now somebody in the waiting room. So I can admit that person now. Makes sense when you want to have some control from who is entering the room. So also you see on the TC8, you see here a highlight with the participants, probably also an action that somebody wants to join. So let me show you that also. Yeah, all right, so at the TC8, same thing. You see here, I got that admit button. So I can click that on the touchscreen or on the TC8 and let the participant join. All right, so what do we have available? So first off, the host is me, as you see right here. And also if I click then on the person, you can also make it a host, as you see right here. So the person who comes with that laptop, I can say make a host. I can say to that person, allow recording. So I think this is really nice. By default, there's really some things are locked down. And so you really need to make, if somebody joins this meeting, you need to allow it to do all those type of things. Really nice. So you see that here at TC8, and probably let me go here on the big screen. So in case you have a touch screen, let me do the same thing. Go to the participants here. So we have here manage participants, right? So I would expect here the same features. Here you go. Yep. So I can make also this Windows PC, put in the waiting room, allow recording, stop video, make host. Perfect, perfect. So you see you got all those functions and features available. Now, I shared this whiteboard and I see now also to a Windows laptop that the whiteboard is available for that person. So I can try to annotate, but let me see if it allows me. So I can click here on annotate, see if I can do something. All right, yes, so it allows me to annotate. So I'm sharing this whiteboard now with the Windows PC. You see I'm now editing also from the PC and editing some information. So that is possible out of the box, regular whiteboarding. I won't be able to share something from the Windows PC. There it will say that it's disabled. That is because I gotta make the Windows PC a host. So we have this whiteboard functionality now open. And so anything I will do here will pop up. Yep, also on the Windows client, and I can also annotate there. Hi, here you go. All right. So you see that also here on Studio X. So you can at the same time do some annotation. Really, really nice. That's in the basis. Now, what do we have more available? Let me see what we have. So on the screen, what we have more, we have stop video, we have share screen, but we're sharing at the moment. We have view, so we can change here the layout when probably multiple participants will join. Look under more, we got lower hand, we got also those security settings. So as you've seen, you can do that with TC8, but you can also do that with the big screen. And still, this is that free account, so you can really play with all those features. Camera control, right? We got breakout room, so I enabled this just to show you that that is also available. You got also breakout rooms, but as I said, with this free account, it's limited to 14 minutes. But you can at least play around with it. So you got virtual backgrounds, which you can set here. So I can click on that. Here you go. So you can set that same thing right here as a background functionality. What more do we have? Manage participants. As I showed you, we can look at the chat. So I can do a chat here. So let me try to do that from the PC. So I made a chat now from the PC. And here you go. You see that popping up. And also on the TC8, let me show you that. You also see now she says hi. So I can go here also on the TC8. Hi. Back and send that. Right, so you're able to send that to everyone, or probably send that to participants who are in that meeting. So you're able to really work that through. So also with the chat. Now on the big screen, same thing. You see also the chat open, so I can also go here on the big screen and just say hi. You see you got a keyboard available from touch. You go and send. So you can do the same thing also when you got that touchscreen only. Really nice. Just to take you a little bit through that experience. Hopefully you like that. So you have the ability to do some things with this device. You see also everywhere you got that voice control. Again on the big touchscreen, you see that here at the top. So you also have that voice command thing which you can turn on and off. And also here on the TC8, you see here the voice command. You can turn that also here on and off. So click on that. Yep, voice commands off and voice commands on. Really nice. So you got really some features available during this meeting. As I said, no recording, as there is no cloud recording probably in this free edition. But you can use, for example, breakout rooms. So if I click on that, yeah, you're able to assign breakout rooms and have participants in there. So you got some possibilities to use that. Just to walk you a little bit to that flexibility. So let me close this one. And at the end, when you close it, you can save it. So I can save it, say next. And here I can just push it out using the Zoom chat. Here you go. And now the things, the chat that I did will be sent as PNG file. You probably can also send it as JPEG. And it will send it in the chat. So we can review that also later. You got here the end button, similar as on the touchscreen. So if I look on the touchscreen, you also see that end right there. So here you can also finish that if you want to stop the meeting. So you see you got really all those functions available as well as from the touchscreen, and so the big screen as on the TC8 right below. Now if I will drop the call, I need to assign this meeting to the persons who are still there. So I can assign it to my Windows PC, so the meeting will stay open on the Windows PC side. Now further, what is available on the main touchscreen? Let me walk that through. So we have that new meeting. We got to join. As I showed you, we got the whiteboard. Also, we got an option share screen. So if you just walk into this room and you want to share your screen, that is no problem. So you can use that code, that sharing key here on the top right, but you can also click on share screen. If you click that, it will provide you with all the information on the screen, and also as you see here right below on the TC8, and provide you with the information just to share your screen. Very basic, but just for participants to have the ability to share a screen. Now let me close that for now. Really easy. And the last one, as we have here, is context. And here you can add some speed dials if you want. There's some context to some speed dials that you want to have in your address book. Really nice. So that is the experience as well as on the TC8 with your personal free room account as on that big screen. If you just use that at home with a small touchscreen, what experience you have available. Now, lastly, what I want to show you, what I think is also for your home office very interesting, is the device mode. So let's say you walk into your home office and you got that team session, or you got that like WebEx session, or you got any other session. Let me show you that experience, what you're able to see when you put the USB cable, which comes out of the X30 or X50 or G7500, and you put that in the laptop. Let me show you what you will get here on both devices. So it automatically asks you if you want to switch to that BYOD mode. Really nice. So this was not possible when you are not registered with an account. And this is only possible in the personal mode or in that Zoom room mode. Now what you can do is both as on your touchscreen as on the TC8 is you can switch now to that BYOD mode. So now you just plug in the USB cable in the laptop and you can use Teams or WebEx or any other video client you would like to use. You can also use the HDMI cable to just share your screen from the laptop. Also, what is a nice one is you get the controls now here at TC8. So you see a mute button, you got here the camera control, you see volume, you see also the meeting, and that is now running. And also you can switch here to a Zoom room. Really nice. So I have the ability to switch back to Zoom room here. Now, what do we have on the big screen? We got the mute button there, we got volume control, and we have an exit button. So let me click on that. Here you go. And here it will jump out of that device mode. Now, how you also can start device mode, which is also if you just want to force it yourself, is then you go here to the right side. So on the right side of the TC8, you have a menu. So you can go here, you go and swipe to the left side. You will see here that option device mode. So I can click on that and then it will also jump to that device mode. So you also can always manually force that if you want to do that. And then you click on switch back to Zoom room. As you can see, then it will exit and you come back into the Zoom room. Same thing with your touch. So on the right side, let me show you that. Here you go. If you just swipe to the left, you get that same menu. And this is available in most of the applications we have today. So in the next couple of weeks, I will also show you that for other applications. So I can just here, same thing, click on device mode. And here you go. It will also switch now to device mode. So I think really flexible. And then if you unplug your USB cable from the laptop, which I'm doing now, is you can set a configurable timer when it switches back to the native Zoom client. And so let's say the user walks into this room and puts it in this device mode. Usually the user walks out and then it's still in this state. And people could get confused. So what will happen after a configurable timer, and it's set now to 10 or 20 seconds, it will switch back to native theme. So people are directly able to see the calendar, etc. Now here ends the video on the Zoom Personal Edition. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As I said, I created also a video earlier where I didn't sign into Zoom, so you're also able to see that experience in the Zoom room. In the next video, I will show you the Zoom room experience. So what features and benefits you have available. And then we're probably looking at single sign-on, central management, etc. But as you've seen with the personal Zoom room account, you're able to experience all those features and functions. Now, if you got some questions, just leave them in the comments. If you like this type of video, I recommend to subscribe to my channel, and I'll always give you a signal when a new video is available. For now, thank you for watching, and I'm already looking forward to the next video.